Welcome back to another episode on the J.A.T side. Today is March 1st, 2024, and I did say yesterday in the last episode of the Black History Month series, day 29, that I was going to be back, either this weekend or next week with the first episode outside of the Black History Month series. So today, I'm here to talk about a few things, but I'm gonna start off with a couple quick announcements before we get into the main topic of today. First, thank you to everybody who supported me during the Black History Month series. If you listen to any of the episodes, I appreciate you. If you followed me on Spotify during the series, appreciate you. If you subscribe to or followed any of the social medias, I appreciate you tremendously. And if you don't know, I recently created social media like in the last month for the J.A.T side. I have a YouTube channel for it. I have a Instagram, a TikTok, and a X, formerly known as Twitter account for the podcast, where I'm going to be posting stuff on social. I have been posting stuff, and I will continue to. But if you didn't know, the way to find me on there for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, it's at all lowercase, no spaces, no special symbols, at the J.A.T side. And then for X or Twitter, it's capital T, the J.A.T and J.A.T side is all caps. So it's capital T, lowercase h-e, capital J-A-T, and then capital S inside, and IDE. So y'all can follow me, subscribe, heavily and greatly appreciated. But getting into the main topic for today's episode, as y'all can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about my high school, Brookwood High School. There's a reason why I didn't use music. Y'all know I usually like to use music in the intros to like increase the energy and stuff like that. But yesterday I heard a bunch of people talking about it. Today I heard probably even more people talking about what happened yesterday at Brookwood High School. And over the last really 2 years, ever since I came to Brookwood High School, there's been so many things that's happened where we've been put on the news for, obviously last year there was the multiple actually, but there was a couple serious ones where the school had to be locked down. And because of school shooting threats that somebody was going to bring a gun to school and kill people, basically, or harm other students, and obviously the shooting stuff, it's a really countrywide issue, to better put it, but it's still a prevalent issue, as y'all can see. And that was just last year, and now yesterday we're on the news again because one of our students at Brookwood, somebody in my class, the class of 2026, stabbed another student at Brookwood High School. And this is just extremely disappointing. I wouldn't even say saddening. It is kind of a mix of emotions for me, but I'm more disappointed than sad, to be honest, because it's just not right. But at the same time, this is the student. I'm sure most of everybody knows who's done it at this point, but I'm still not gonna say any names because I just feel like that's not necessary. If you know who did it, you know them. If you don't, you don't. And I feel like that is what it is. But I think if y'all were at school today and y'all saw the morning announcements, we all heard Dr. Savage speak, and we all heard the seriousness in what he said. If you weren't at school today because of any reason, maybe you were scared, maybe you just, you know, had something going on, regardless of the fact, or if you got to school late and you didn't get to see the morning announcements, Dr. Savage basically went on for about 5 minutes talking about what happened yesterday and talking about how we have to be better as a school and how we're going to be better because of this. And what I took from that is really, I think we have to take more accountability than the staff, than the police, or, or even our teacher, like anybody, right? We have to take more accountability and responsibility as the students. Dr. Savage talked about Brookwood having a culture, that standard of excellence that is highly talked about at Brookwood. A school of excellence. It's on the side of Brookwood. The school, one of the, I think on the side of the Maroon Gym uh, building, you can see a school of excellence as in front of, like, near the bus lane area. But it's just like, it starts with us as students. That's my point. It starts with us as students because Dr. Savage said in his about 5 minute speech to the school, he said the first thing that we do when we see things like fights or terrible things as a school, I'm not talking individuals, but I'm talking as a school. The first thing people want to do, the first thing we want to do is pull out our phones, record it, take pictures, and it's like, I feel like this is the question that we need to be asking ourselves. If we were in that position, would we want somebody recording us on the floor in the bathroom as we're in pain, in agony, in distress? How would you feel if you were being seen on social media in front of thousands of people like that? Or even if you were the one who committed the murder or the crime, not the murder, because the kid's not dead. But if you're the one who committed the crime, would you want to be on social media? Would you want to be on the news because somebody decided to record you as you were in handcuffs? Now people are going to be like, oh, well, he did it, so it doesn't matter. It's like, no. If it was you, would you want it to be happening? Would you want to be on national news, on state news, on local news? Would you want to be that? Would you want to be seen like that? I understand what he did was wrong. I do. But at the same time, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does things that they will look back on and say, I wish I didn't do that. Or I know I shouldn't have done that. And this is, I don't know, like I said, if you know him, you know him. This kid, the kid who committed the crime, he has 2 siblings that I know of that currently go to Brookwood. He has a twin, and he has an older brother. And we have to show serious, I think, as a school, if we see them ever again, not guaranteeing that we will. We may not. We have to make sure that we're not judgmental, that we're not making them feel bad, because they didn't do it. That wasn't their decision. That was a decision that their brother made. So if we ever see his siblings again, if you know who I'm talking about, like I said, I'm not saying any names. If you know who I'm talking about, please make sure that you don't treat somebody else how you wouldn't want to be treated. Because if they ever do come back to school, they're going to be feeling an immense amount of pressure, an immense amount of anxiety just because of what their brother did. Not even mentioning the other issues they probably have, because everybody's going through something. So this is a very, like I said, disappointing situation. I hope everybody can learn from this. And also, think about it. I know people have been making jokes about it. People have been uh, just making a fun out of something that is not. It has nothing to do with happiness, nothing to do with joy, and almost cost a young man his life. And as Dr. Savage said, he said 2 young men's lives will be forever changed because of what happened yesterday. And that is completely true. Whether the young man who got stabbed would have died, or if he, recovers, hopefully he recovers, like I said, 100%, but he's still going to forever be affected by that. He'll probably have anxiety. I'm not wishing this on God forbid, but he could have anxiety for the rest of his life going to the bathroom in public because of what happened yesterday. He may not want to come back to school because of what happened yesterday. He may not feel safe in public in general after what happened yesterday. And as for the young man who committed the crime, I don't even know what he's going to face. But you're talking about possible years that he could be spending in jail, depending on how the government handles this. 2 young men's lives changed forever because of what happened yesterday. So there's no reason, there's no excuse to be making jokes about it. We have to take accountability. We, as a student body, should not be making jokes about what happened yesterday. We should not be laughing about it. We should not be recording stuff like that. We should not be sending pictures to other people at other schools or even people inside the school, because you can't trust the next person if, you don't know them like that. You're posting pictures on social media. And it's like anybody can screenshot that. Anybody can screen record that. And it's just not right. How would you feel? That's what I'm saying. The biggest question today, how would you feel if that was you on a stretcher? So we have to take accountability. We cannot record fights. We can't do that for clout. At the end of the day, why do people record fights? Why do people record people getting hurt? Because they just want attention. We can't be attention seekers. And we can't put that over the well-being of somebody else and the well-being of our school in general. Because, like I said, it could have happened to anybody at Brookwood. Could have been me. It could have been you. Could have been your friend. Could have been your classmate. The possibilities are endless, but the message that I have is, how would you feel if it was you? And treat other people the way you want to be treated. This is a tough situation for the whole school, but even tougher for people who are directly related to the people who were involved in this. Whether you're a classmate of the young man who got stabbed, or whether you're siblings or the siblings of the young man who committed the crime. And I know everybody was saying pray for the young man in the hospital. But how about we pray for the young man who committed the crime? How about we pray for the young man's family, especially twin, his twin and his older brother? How about we pray for them? Because it wasn't just one person who was involved in that or who will be affected by that for the rest of their life. It's two. That's all I have for you guys today. If you have any thing that you would like to know about this, all you have to do is type in Brookwood High School at this point, because we're everywhere. That's what it's become to at this point. I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope that we can all learn from this as a school and a community. Till then, I'm out.